Two hillbillies walk into a bar. While having a bite to eat, they talk about their moonshine operation. Suddenly, a woman at a nearby table, who is eating a sandwich, begins to cough. After a minute or so, it becomes apparent that she is in real distress. One of the hillbillies looks at her and says, "Can you swallar?" The woman shakes her head no. Then he asks, "Can you breathe?" The woman begins to turn blue, and shakes her head no. The hillbilly walks over to the woman, lifts up her dress, yanks down her drawers, and quickly gives her right butt cheek a lick with his tongue. The woman is so shocked that she has a violent spasm, and the obstruction flies out of her mouth. As she begins to breathe again, the hillbilly walks slowly back to his table. His partner says, "You know, I'd heard of that there Hind Lick Maneuver, but I ain't never seed nobody do it." Custody battle. A man and his wife were getting a divorce at a local court in Italy, but the custody of their children posed a problem. The mother jumped to her feet and protested to the judge that since she had brought the children into this world, she should retain custody of them. The man also wanted custody of his children, so the judge asked for his side of the story. After a long moment of silence, the man rose from his chair and replied, "Your Honor, when I put a coin into a vending machine, and a Coke comes out, does the Coke belong to me or to the machine?" Don't laugh. He won. A seaman goes up to his captain. He says, "Captain, there is an enemy ship on the horizon." The captain says, "Bring me my red shirt." After the battle, the seaman is taken to the captain. "Captain, why did you tell me to bring you your red shirt? If I was shot, the crew wouldn't notice and continue fighting." Then someone shouted, "20 enemy ships on the horizon." The captain tells the seaman, "Bring me my brown pants." 3 women were having a drink in a bar. They were all claiming they could make their husband scream the loudest during sex. "All right," one of them said, "let's secretly record the audio and see who's the loudest." 2 days later they came back to the bar. They all smugly lit a cigar each, convinced that they had won the contest. The first woman played her husband's recording and it was very loud. "How did you manage that?" the 2 women asked. "A whip during sex," she replied proudly. The second woman played her husband's recording and it was even louder. "How did you manage that?" they asked. "A surprise strap-on," the second wife replied. The first woman laughed. That one definitely couldn't be beaten. The third woman proudly played her husband's recording and incredibly he screamed so loudly it had broken the recording device. The 2 women sat in awe. "How did you manage that?" they asked in shock. The third woman puffed up her cigar in triumph. "I was having sex with someone else when my husband walked in on me." "With who?" the girls asked in shock. "His dad," the third wife replied. "That definitely explains the scream." "Of course it does, he's been dead for 10 years. I made this up on the spot and I'm really proud of it." This isn't the best joke, but I'm really proud of how it came out. "My sister and I are both in town visiting our parents for the first time in years. I keep dropping bad puns and my sister keeps yelling at me. Tonight, we were telling stories from our youth, and I told her this one. She was really invested in it and had no idea it was BS until I got to the punchline. "When I was in college, I was really into this girl named Greta, but I was shy back then and not at all assertive." The girl and 2 of her friends were going to a nerdy Halloween party and decided to go as the first digits of pi. They needed someone to be the decimal, and I volunteered thinking it would give me a chance to talk to Greta. I was really excited until I got there and realized that she was the 4, which meant there was someone between us all night. I was miserable, barely spoke to anyone, and went home alone. Thing is, the whole reason I went to the party was that I really thought she was the one. Please smash the like button, and subscribe to my channel.